History often glorifies the leaders of movement, but often overlooks the significant contributors. One such neglected chapter is the role of women in Indian freedom struggle. Despite their immense sacrifices and leadership, their contribution remain hidden in mainstream history textbooks, if you see. Why is this so? So, in this session today, we will explore the extraordinary contributions of women to India's national movement, and we'll also try to understand why their stories are often marginalized. So, let's uncover the truth behind their invisibilization. See, women set powerful examples during the freedom struggle, inspiring others to join the cause. Early literary works such as, Devi Chadurani by Bankim Chattopadhyay, in fact, highlighted women as symbols of resistance. Queen Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi Rani, uh, valiant warrior of the 1857 uprising, earned the respect of even her adversaries. Her leadership and bravery became a rallying cry for the nation. So, women like her served not only as leaders but also as symbols of courage and determination. The concept of Bharat Mata, the Mother India, in fact, popularized by figures like Aurobindo Ghosh and various artists like Tagore, showcase the feminine spirit as a source of inspiration. And this concept evoked deep emotional connection among Indians and, in fact, motivating them to fight for their motherland. So the use of feminine power in nationalist, imagery underscored the symbolic role of women in rallying public sentiment and uniting people under a common cause. Women were not, symbolic figures. They actively participated in various movements, if you see. So the Swadeshi movement, you can see immense contribution from the women's side and even non-cooperation movement, or if you see Quit India movement. So you can see significant involvement of women in urban and rural areas also, especially, after the arrival of Gandhi, women from rural India also participated immensely in the freedom struggle. So whether it is Dandi March or the Quit India movement, or women like Sarojini Naidu, Aruna, Asaf Ali emerged as national leaders as well. So their leadership in mass protest, in fact, demonstrated the indispensable role women played in mobilizing the nation. In fact, after the mainstream leaders like Mahatma Gandhi and all got arrested, the leadership was actually in the hands of women at that point of time, and they handled it very in a very well manner also. So if you see, women broke barriers to take on prominent political roles. You see, Annie Besant became the first woman president of the Indian National Congress in 1917. Sarojini Naidu followed in 1925 as the first Indian woman, to hold the position. So these milestones not only highlighted their leadership skills, but also paved the way for greater participation of women in the political landscape of India's freedom struggle. See, guys, if you get a question in mails or even in an essay related to any women topic, these are areas that you can actually incorporate in your answer. That's why I'm stressing on these parts. So again, if you see, the women also took social leadership roles, addressing critical issues like education and reform. Pioneers like Savitri Bai Phule, India's first female teacher, and Pandita Ramabai, right? And a social reformer worked tirelessly for the upliftment of women and the oppressed. So their efforts laid the foundation for societal change, proving that the freedom struggle was not just political but also a fight for social justice. Now, the revolutionary movement saw unparalleled heroism from women like, Pritilata Waddedar and Captain Lakshmi Sahgal. So, Pritilata, during, in fact, she was very daring officer, and her daring raid on the European club and her ultimate sacrifice, in fact, exemplified the courage of, revolutionary women. Captain Lakshmi Sahgal, a key figure in Subhash Chandra Bose Indian National Army, led the Rani of Jhansi regiment. So they and she demonstrated the exemplary leadership and commitment to India's freedom. So these are few strong women that you can take into consideration, but in fact, neglected if you see history textbooks, right? Because see, one thing is the bias. So most of the historians are male. So when you are writing history, what will happen is it will be biased towards male side. See, fundraising during freedom struggle, there are key roles which is played by women during, freedom struggle in this context also. Women played a very crucial role as funders of the national movement, from donating jewelry to contributing, lifelong savings. Their sacrifices sustained campaigns like Mahatma Gandhi's, Tilak Swaraj Fund and Subhash Chandra Bose INA efforts, etc. So their financial contributions were instrumental in, driving the freedom struggle forward. So financial contribution also you cannot ignore. Now, why the question is, why are their stories neglected? See, despite their immense contribution, women's role in the freedom struggle remain marginalized. So the writing of history has often been influenced by biases, be it the glorification of male leaders or the focus on political narratives over social ones. Both Marxist and nationalist historians, if you see, have overlooked women's contribution due to the patriarchal lens through which history was written. So the role of women in Indian freedom struggle was profound and multifaceted, encompassing political, social, and revolutionary contributions. It is time to recognize and celebrate their efforts, ensuring that future generations learn about these unsung heroes. So let's, question and challenge the historical biases that have silenced, their voices. So what do you think? Why have women's contribution been overlooked in Indian history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. So that's about this session. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next video.